Yeah, David obviously came to us from Florida, and he is a versatile edge player for us. The things that stand out right now, David, is for being 7 practices in, he's doing a really nice job of bringing, coming together with the playbook. He's strong at the point of attack, and you see him around the quarterback a lot. He's been active, he's tipped some balls, and he's rushed the quarterback effectively. So we're really pleased with bringing him in and how he's handling himself and his practice habits.
Anything unusual about recruiting of him as far as the transfer? I mean, it's all experience in the Southeast.
Yeah, it's. I think once these players come through the portal, I really think it's about opportunity and the right fit. The regionalness of or kind of where you're at. I think at that point you understand what's important to you, and sometimes it's not necessarily what was important to you the first go around. So we're happy to have him here.
How much progress have you seen from him, even just from the beginning of spring?
Significant. But what stood out from practice 1 to practice now, he's playing with good effort. And that's the most important thing. And we talked last week about the things that we needed to talk about on defense, and objective number 1 was playing with fanatical effort. That was more important than any scheme work or any technique or any call that I'll make.
What did you take away from Saturday?
Got a lot of work done. The play it periods in practice have been really helpful. In terms of just the more realistic look of what we're doing on defense, some of the substitutions, some of the formation recognition. So when you're going faster, it feels more realistic, and I think it makes practice a lot more lively. And it actually, I enjoy it selfishly because it helps me work on down and distance and kind of consolidate some of my thoughts on how I'm going to call a game.
Are you throwing a little bit more at the offense this time to give them different looks and try different things?
We've added several things really more for us today and tomorrow. I'm not planning on putting anything new in. I want to see us take a step in terms of the effort that we're talking about, the execution, and really put the primary focus on how we're doing things, not exactly what the call is.
That last play where Sam had the touchdown run, you guys had a lot of men on the line. I think it was 6. Is that just kind of an example of what he can do if there's a lot of green grass in front of him?
Fortunately and unfortunately, yes. Fortunately on Saturday, this will be a good thing. Unfortunately for us, he's extremely elusive, and that's going to make us better. That's going to make us work on some things that other quarterbacks in the conference can present. So it's going to force us to focus on some things that typically we hadn't had the opportunity to focus on in practice.
Talk a little bit more about Hunter's transition to inside linebacker. How's that been so far for him?
Hunter is, I thought Hunter's on Monday and Wednesday. Today I thought he had 2 really good days. He was around the ball a lot more than he has been. He plays with toughness. I think he's got a real strong desire to get good at the position. So for him, it's he knows the words, he knows the alignments. Now he's got to give him more reps in the run game and in the pass game. But I'm pleased with how he's coming along. He has good attitude, and he's a tough kid.
And Nate's in a similar position. He moved from safety to middle linebacker, and he made a quick transition. 3 interceptions as a freshman, but had kind of a quieter year last year. What does he need to do to be in the mix more this year?
Nate is, another really quality player, and our room is competitive, and I need to try to make it even more competitive. We brought Serge in, brought Jack in last year, so the transfer thing will always be available at really every position, and those guys, when their opportunity's up and when they get the chance, they're have to be ready to go.
How have some of those guys that have been here at those positions where you brought in new guys responded to having some new faces and maybe having more competition?
I think everybody understands the environment, so I don't think that's a huge deal. Gone are the days of just a young player coming in. There's always been an influx of people, but now it's just guys are coming in older.
In terms of the back end, obviously you've had some new guys that are coming in there. It feels like they're kind of hitting the ground running in a lot of ways. Is that kind of the expectations for some of those new guys that are transferring in the secondary?
Yes, it is. It is expectation. I think Trey and Terrence do a good job of teaching. They do a good job of instructing. I think we have some variables on what we do defensively, but ultimately, again, I kind of alluded to what we talked about on Wednesday. It's about getting the guys on the field playing at a high level more than being really proud of how big your playbook can be.
Having stand back playing alongside Ricky, does that mean that Brett, if he's healthy in the fall, should see primarily defensive end reps?
You know, Brett, I think, is a versatile guy. He can play anywhere. You know, I think he can play anywhere inside the tackle box. You know, I think it's going to be with some of our positions. It's you know, what's the best combination, and that's kind of a you know, every team faces that challenge of, okay, this primary position, but if you're playing alongside somebody else, how do we make it work for everybody?
And Miles, outside linebacker, how's he? He looks like he's been flashing this spring, so.
BMW, I mean, Miles has all the tools. You know, he's gotten stronger. You know, you can see him play normal down and distance, first, second down. You can see him play the edge. He's getting stronger at the point of attack, and then he's always had a little bit of twitch on the edge. So I think Miles is a 3-down player as he continues to develop, and we're really excited about his tools.